Greetings, friends, and welcome to this short Hatha flow practice. This is a wonderful short practice any time of day. It's often one of my go-tos. Could be first thing in the morning when you just want to slowly wake up and get the juices flowing in your body. Or it could be midday when you feel that you're a little bit tense and too much in your head and you want to come down into your body and take a mental break to re-energize yourself. Or even in the evening at the end of the day as you start to unwind. So it's a really nice versatile practice. Let's come down into child's pose right now with the knees spread nice and wide, big toes together. Lengthen your arms. Draw the forehead down to the ground. And just start to wiggle in. And if that's not comfortable to get your head down on the ground, you could also create fists with your hands and place your forehead propped up on your hands like that, or just on the back of your hands. So find a comfortable position where you can wiggle your hips back in towards the heels. And I welcome you now to take some slower, deep breaths. And let's allow this time just to tune out, to come home to our bodies. So it just allows us to move out of our head space, the thinking mind, into more of the feeling sense and that connectedness with our breath, with our body, with our energy. So let's begin to find balance within our breath to help restore that balance within our bodies and our minds. Inhale, completely expanding the rib cage. As you exhale, beginning to deflate the lungs, drawing the lower belly in towards the spine. Continue that sensation of expansion, breathing in from the upper part of the thoracic cage. And as you exhale, feeling the lower ribs start to draw in, the lower belly start to move in towards the back, bringing a gentle sensation of contraction of the abdomen. Just give yourself time to settle into at least 5 deep breaths in this pose. And child's pose is a wonderful posture to help calm the frontal lobes of the brain, to gently compress the joints, bringing more circulation and nutrients into our tissues and our joints. It just gives us that time to slow down. So let's press the fingers and the palms firmly into our mat and take a deep breath in as you come up onto all fours. Curl the toes under. Feel that stretch as you open up the joints of the toes. And then relax your feet, sit back to your heels as you exhale. So that same breath that we did in child's pose, let's bring it into the movement. Your speed of motion might be a little bit different than mine, maybe faster, maybe slower, depending on your breathing rhythm. Inhale as you draw yourself forward, any range of motion, and the out breath draws you back. And if that feels appropriate for you or safe for your joints, your elbows, your shoulders, your spine, or your hips to move a little bit farther forward, you can do that. Drink the breath in. Feels so good. So where there's no breath awareness, there's really no yoga. Yoga is that uniting force that draws all of our polarities into our center and really brings us home to ourselves. That sense of connectedness of our breath, our bodies, our energy. Let's take 2 more rounds like that. And we'll continue this flow with the breath, changing up the movement here in a moment. Next time you come back to your child's pose, take a breath, rise up into all fours again and into downward facing dog. So press away from the palms, so that same feeling of moving towards child's pose. This time the knees are off the floor and we're sending the hips up and back on a diagonal. See if you can create a nice long line from the tips of your fingers right back to the sit bones, your sacrum. So try to go longer as opposed to taking the chest closer to the thighs. Get length in your arms, your side body, your spine. Give your feet a little bit of a pedal. Wake up your ankles, your calves. Breathe into that space. And let's put those 3 movements now together with the breath. When you're ready to inhale again, draw the knees back to the floor, table pose. Release to child's. Soften. Inhale back to your table. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Any version of whatever that looks like. Your body will take a different shape as you start to warm up. Let's continue the flow. Following the breath in, table pose, following the breath out to downward facing dog. So your inhalation will always bring you back to all fours. The exhalation will alternate between the child's pose and the downward facing dog. Allowing for a smooth, steady, rhythmic flow. And as you repeat that, allow the breath to start a little bit before the movement. So these are all Hatha yoga principles. So we lengthen the breath so that it becomes actually longer than the body movement. So I start the breath in, then I start the movement. When I'm completed the movement, there's always still a little bit of breath either to move in or to move out. So see if you can practice that. That's why it's called a yoga practice, because we have to bring conscious awareness to what we're doing. It's too easy to check out. We're in our heads. So we need to follow the breath in all the way through one move. Follow the breath out into your next movement. And if there's struggle or strain, you'll notice that the breath gets a little shaky or short, or you hold it. So bring more awareness to that, more intentional breath to carry you through. So that way you're not straining or struggling to get somewhere. There's ease and flow. There's this balance between effort and ease with the breath. Let's go a few more rounds. Notice how your body is starting to shift, how the shape might start to feel different. The next time you're in your downward facing dog, just take a pause there. Getting long through the arms, the waist, the legs. And after one more full, complete breath in your downward facing dog, let's begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Mini moves. Enjoy that sensation along the way. Inhale, get nice and long. Halfway lift, fingers on the floor or your shins. And then hug your ankles with your hands, elbows wide. Draw forward into a forward fold. Head heavy, stay there, breathe. Soft knees so that you're rooting down through the feet and lifting up through the sit bones and through the tailbone. Opposing forces of the head drawing down, the feet drawing down, but the pelvis lifting up. Slide your hands along the back of your legs. Let yourself just kind of roll and round up as you gently massage the back of the legs into the lower back. Take your hands to your lower back. Draw the elbows together. Spinal extension. Hips move forward. Gaze your eyes up towards the ceiling. Expansive breath in like you're doing a standing cobra. Let's take this into a traditional salutation. Come to mountain pose, nice and strong. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, let's dive down with soft knees. At the end of the out breath, right foot steps back. Turn the foot in 45 degrees. Warrior one as you rise up. Touch the hands, look to your thumbs. Release from your warrior one. Come forward, step both feet together. Forward fold, scoop the belly in. Soft knees, rise up into extended mountain. Hands come to your heart, complete the cycle. Do that on the other side. Float the arms skyward. Let that breath in take you there. Breathe out, soft knees, dive forward. The heart leads the movement. The belly scoops in. Left foot steps back on no breath. Rise up to your warrior one. Let the speed of your breath take you there. Forward fold. Step together. Belly draws in. Expand through the rib cage. Remember, breathing in from above. Breathe in from below. Hands come to heart. Do it again. Inhale, expansive. Breathe in. Take that breath in. Exhale, forward fold. The back is vulnerable. Keep the knees soft. Right foot steps back, 45 degrees turned in. Rise up, look to your thumbs. Forward fold. Belly scoops in, feet come together, floated in. Rise up strong through the legs. Supple through the torso, hands come to the heart. Keep going. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot steps back on no breath. Inhale when you're ready to rise. Look to the thumbs, allowing the gaze to come to the floor in front of you as you forward fold, step together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Keep going. Inhale, float the arms up. Your breath. Your speed might be a little different than mine. Try to savor the movement from beginning to end. It's the breath that carries you. Breath movement longer than the body movement. In, rise. Try to sense that dynamic balance between your strength and your suppleness. So we're not rigid and we're not overly soft. Somewhere just in between that, just right. Let yourself come into the full experience of this salutation as we do one more round together here. Steady, rhythmic flow. Try to keep the same rhythm of breath and body movement. Working dynamic balance, your stability, your suppleness, that connection to your breath, connection to life, connection to your energy, connection to the sense of who you are. Take a pause, hands at your heart. Steady breath, close your eyes and feel the sensation of that salutation in your body. Let's float the arms skyward on the next breath in. Hands come straight down the center line. Bend your knees as though you're moving through a squat. Let this take you right down into a crouch position. Hands on the floor, come down onto your back. Draw the knees towards your chest. As you inhale, take the feet down to the floor, float your arms overhead in a big V formation. Rock your pelvis back to come into a half bridge. Take a breath. And as you exhale, slowly roll the spine down. Catch your knees back to your chest. Let's go. Keep going. Feet come to the floor. Stand strong on your feet as you roll and round. Extend through the spine, lifting the hips up. And then articulating bridge coming down one vertebrae at a time. Catch the knees to the chest. Let all the air out. Again, breathing in, arms float up. Breathing out, come on home. One more time like that. Next time, send your legs up to the ceiling. Open the arms wide in a big T formation. Catch your knees on your out-breath. Scoop the belly. Squeeze the air out. Inhale, expand the arms. Send the legs up. Exhale, catch your thighs. Let's do a few more. After the last breath, take your feet back to the floor. Allow the legs to part in a reclining bound angle. Wheel your hips side to side. Squeeze your feet together. Draw your pelvis back in a little posterior tilt. Lift your hips off the floor, maintaining that engagement of the muscles of your glutes, your thighs, the pelvic floor muscles. We breathe. Just allowing for that squeeze for another few seconds. holding, breathing, and letting go as you out breath. Release the hips back to the floor. Wiggle the hips side to side a little bit, or just the pelvis. Take the knees back towards one another. Open the arms wide. Let your knees move to the left as you turn the head to the right. Draw the knees to the center. Allow them to move over to the other side as the head moves in the opposite direction. And try that one or two more times on your own. Breathing in, knees come to the middle. Breathing out, letting them fall into the twist gradually, gently. Upper back stays nicely anchored to the floor, letting the knees, the thighs, and the pelvis gently turn from side to side. Once you've done that an equal number of rounds, come back to the center and let your body fully extend into a final resting pose, Savasana. Shake out any residual tension from your legs, your arms, your facial muscles, your jaw. Allow a sigh to escape, letting go anything that doesn't serve you right now. To fully benefit from this feeling of coming home to yourself. Sensing energy moving a little bit more freely in your body now, more at ease. With your eyes closed, simply follow the natural breath, nothing forced, nothing strained. Give yourself permission to move into those still, quiet places within you. If you have a few extra minutes and you'd like to continue this deeper relaxation, please feel free to do so. If you're ready to come back, awaken the limbs, your fingers, your wrists, your toes, your feet, your ankles. Take any instinctual stretches that your body needs right now. When you're ready to come back, roll onto your right side. Pause. And come on up, back to a seated position. And with your hands placed on your knees, close your eyes. And with deep awareness, unite your left hand and your right hand towards one another, as though you're bringing all of your polarities back into your center, uniting the action-oriented yang side of ourselves with the more calming, restorative yin sides of ourselves, that we need both, the yin, the yang, the movement, and the rest. The inhale, the exhale. Bring a smile to your lips. They call that the smile asana. Has so many benefits to bringing more well-being within. You can't feel bad when you smile. So smile to every part of yourself right now. Cultivate a feeling of joy and well-being and lightness. All those feel-good sensations when we come home to ourselves. Bow your head to your own heart. Welcome home to yourself. Let's share a final deep breath together. Float the arms upwards. And come right back home to your center, where you can come back to any time when you need it today with a little breath, a mudra, and a smile. Namaste.